Who's ready for the best damn podcast of their life? Aaron hates me saying that, but I'm going to say it every time now. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony, Aaron, Patty, Ken from Down Under, ready to rock and roll. And it is our first of the Champ Chat competition. It's lit. Going through some things, membership only that isn't member because Steve Barton's an absolute ledge, right? That we're at?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to the first members only show.
Yeah. Well done. Actually, second. I think Patty did one as well. I think Patty did one.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. I take it back.
Yeah. Patty did one as well. So yeah, anyways, welcome to the Local Pundit. We are here up and down the internet today. Got some fun stuff to do that I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do today, which is awesome. Nothing to do.
It's the same as every other show.
Yeah, same as every show. I dyed my hair before I came on, as you know. Patty's wearing a posh blue kit, and but we are going to get a little bit of news before we do that. But I don't know what this show is about. I didn't put it together because I do other stuff, and then Ken apparently is the one that's leading the charge here. So I'm going to take the back seat of the bus, and I'm hoping that we get some. Hope it's a bumpy ride because I want to hit my head on the top of that bus. Smash a like on the video, subscribe. We hit 2,300 out of 3,000. There we go. I'm out. I'm done. I'm just going to sit here.
It's on. Yeah, well, second ever members only show, apparently. My apologies. But it is a club review for every team that we're playing this year. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way to the top. So we'll start with the two other teams that got promoted, as well as the team that finished in last place in the championship that didn't get relegated. So today we've got Charlton, Birmingham, and Hull City, who we're going to cover. We're going to do a bit of history and a bit of news about all of those teams. But before we get started, boys, is there anything exciting that's happened in the last 24 hours or so?
Nothing.
Aaron, that's a tease. It's a yes and. Jesus, even
Lots of talk of our new signings.
Oh no.
Yeah, there is. Actually, before we get onto that, I do want to know, Paddy, how's the kit feel?
Feels League One, doesn't it?
Yeah, feels League One. Yeah,
Feels a little bit
old.
inferior.
Hey. It feels old now,
Post it.
Historical, let's say.
Post in the chat if you can think of a reason Patty may have wore that today. That's a hint.
Of course, it's a simple reason. I had to wear a little bit of blue since I was covering Birmingham.
Yeah, that's not the reason.
That's true. You should have put an X over it though, or a B, or Steve Barton said he almost got arrested today because he's not wearing his members only jacket. What? Steve, we need that information. Get it in the chat right here. And thanks, Steve Barton.
Is he in LA?
Yeah. You know the rules, my friend. You know the rules.
No politics on this channel.
Oh, nothing.
I thought it might have been for outstanding parking tickets or something.
Probably.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
But okay, so boys, is it true? Is it not true? All I'm hearing since I got out of bed is Hardy.
Well, this is like the Ross and Rachel that's going on right now. Does Ross want to be with Rachel? They're gonna that's what's going on. Those are your friends' family, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
There's a lot of smoke to this fire. So probably true, but we'll see.
Hopefully, next week the transfer window opens back up, so hopefully something gets announced the day that the window opens back up.
Here's I don't know why they're waiting. It makes no sense to me.
Well, they got
nobody else waits. Everybody else has been out their signings.
The only thing that makes sense for me is they may not have gotten the deal confirmed. If they haven't gotten the paperwork in and confirmed it's done, they've probably been burnt before in that they're waiting to be absolutely confirmed.
Maybe.
Because remember, the window closed at like 7:00 in the evening.
But here's what I don't understand, though. Here's the thing. The deadline, as far as a transaction between clubs, that means nothing. We can buy a player in March if we want to. We just can't register him to play for it. The window is just a registration window. So you can buy the player anytime. That's why before the window even opened, that's why we were seeing so many get signed, even though they couldn't technically have them on the team yet.
Usually, the majority of these contracts do have little clauses in it that if it does not get registered, then it's cancelled. Bar the standard early contracts, which don't do it because both sides are confirmed they want it. So that's the problem here. If you don't have an absolute lockdown, which they probably wouldn't have if they're not expecting to do it that way, they would just have the standard clauses, and then
Maybe.
I'll tell you why I don't think marketing. If it's a done deal, which I think it is, it's a marketing thing. We have great marketing on our side. We're about to go on tour to go see Ken in Australia. I think it has to do with marketing and time.
I just gonna throw this out there. I did predict June 13th would be the day, which is tomorrow. It's Friday. Maybe they're just waiting for me.
Sorry.
I apologize, everybody.
Mhm.
Sorry, Aaron.
Could
It's
be
already June 13 here, so you're late.
Yeah.
Well, we don't care about you. In the real world, you're in upside down land. Nobody cares about that place.
And I agree with Josh. Marketing is the reason. If it's done and hasn't been announced, it's marketing, timing of building into Tour Down Under, and so on and so forth. I mean, like literally, yeah. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say Josh is right. There you go. First time ever I've said it on the show.
Jeez. Well, thank God it's members only. Oh my God. By the way, side note, we're gonna sidebar. Are we gonna? This is a members only show. Will we put it to the rest of the world tomorrow, or what do we think? I don't know.
Yeah, do they deserve it?
Next month, maybe.
Next Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Next month.
6 months down the road. Yeah.
This is why you want to be a member.
Yeah. Make them come for it. Yeah, you got to give it a few days. Let it fester for a few days, so people are like, I need one of those memberships.
Well, I mean, this is the thirst trap of Wrexham podcasting at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Reliable Express is saying next month, or you drop them all. You drop them all when the season starts, and you say, "There you go, you can have those."
Yeah. John Merrill says you shouldn't stop announcement of a player if the deal is rubber stamped between the clubs. Yeah, but John, listen, marketing, bruv. I mean, yeah.
Well, an interesting question that we obviously don't have resolved yet is what is that marketing going to be that they have done with our Stoke coffee? Now, it could be something as simple as he's drinking a cup of fucking coffee. Or are they really pushing the boat out this season and doing little mini adverts or something?
Stuff, yeah.
They could actually have to go and film something.
Right, yeah.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
I like that.
True.
Yep.
That's that's where you're on Tuesday. By the way, it's Bigfoot summer, so everyone get your Bigfoot thoughts in, just so you know. Sorry.
That can be a public show. I couldn't care less about that. The Esteban asked, have anyone seen the greenie on the pitch? Yes, I have been keeping an watch on that. Also, the temporary stand has started to come down.
Yes.
Coming down. Gotta keep that. Yeah, it's gotta come down at some points. And apparently Esteban got Barton got taken to the woodshed because he's going out in Florida saying that I'm dyeing my hair. No, don't get arrested for that. You can't get arrested for this. This is real hair. There you go. Sorry.
See?
Yeah.
Josh's hair's coming up just like the pitch.
Just like the pitch. There you go. I'm gonna call right now. Ryan Hardy's gonna be done soon. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
We got him
Tomorrow.
What's he worth roughly?
It's a Patty question, probably
1.5.
1.5, yeah.
Probably.
He's got 1 year on his contract. That's probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, he does,
Somewhere
doesn't
in
he?
the ballpark, yeah.
So yeah, we got to pay that. Yeah, and that's paid in tranches anyway. It's not paid all up front normally.
Yep.
We have the money. We probably pay it up front.
Yeah. It depends on it. I mean, who knows?
Depends, yep.
Yeah, there's lots of like Patty. I didn't even thought about it, but Patty brought up the point he could have a release clause. Yeah,
True.
and I was like, I didn't even think about that. So maybe he's cheaper than that. Who knows?
Use that Allen money like right now. Let's do it. Right? Yeah.
Do you reckon most of that Allen money's going towards training facilities and building a new stadium? Maybe.
It depends how much cash we have in the bank. That's the unknown factor. We know we should have money there. The loans were paid back by the Allens, so the cash that's coming in should be in the bank.
Yeah.
Agree, Paddy. And it's like the local pundit. Nobody knows how much money's in the local pundit bank.
No. I can bring it up. Actually, you want to know why? Because it's in the negative account. That's why. We're running
Every time Josh gets a call, it's the bank calling.
Yeah. We don't make money here. We just lose money. That's the plan. You know what? We're not trying to not trying to make any money here. Why would we do that? One of the bit, Ken, was that AO was calling out and said we're going to effing go for it. What do you think about? I think that's the only thing I want to talk about briefly before we get into the teams. Hey, we're going to go for it. He said we're going to go for it, so I believe him. He said I'm going to do it. Yep.
I like his attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the club's intention. I'm going to be the little bit of a Debbie Downer, and I worry that we won't get as many of our first picks as we want. That's my one little nagging thing in the back of my mind, that other teams will actually get, because when we're going for really top level players, there are other teams out there that can compete with us with their name and history in around the championship. Because we're not going to be competing with the bottom end of the championship for players. Like, it's going to be Birmingham. It's going to be the other top end teams that will potentially be fighting against us.
And lower Prem teams too.
And lower Prem teams keeping people in the Prem rather than us getting them.
Come on, I'm just saying. Wouldn't you rather go play for Wrexham?
Wouldn't
you rather go play for Wrexham other than Southampton? I don't know. What do you think? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just not saying you're right.
I don't know.
Yeah. But don't listen to me, by the way, because quoting Ken, worst businessman and organizer ever. So don't listen to what I'm saying. And Steve Barton,
just don't rely on him to do it.
Don't rely on it. Yeah. And Barton with the $5 super chat coming in hot, and everybody's so excited to watch grass grow and dreaming of Bigfoot on our NE center back. I don't know.
As our new center back.
New center back. There you go. Yeah. Don't listen to me. Listen to me.
That's partially why I think our first couple of signings need to show a real big intent.
Oh yeah,
they need to be big.
They need to be big and show off that we are going hard.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if Hardy is Hardy big enough to be that?
That's a good question.
Or maybe that would be why they're holding off. Maybe they've got somebody else in the pipeline that they know, hey, we can get this done in a couple of days. Let's do that one first.
Don't sleep on it.
Announce Messi first.
I don't know. I don't know if it matters.
It's a great sign if they think Hardy isn't good enough and they want to show off better. That's a great sign.
Right.
I think Hardy is definitely really solid, a decent starting signing. I wouldn't worry about hiding Hardy.
So the other side to that is, let's say you did wait and you wanted to announce a really big signing, like a $10 million signing, right?
Crescendo.
Does that then all of a sudden mean everybody else that comes in behind them is asking for more money?
I don't think we care about the money, to be honest, at this level.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think our biggest signings will be towards the end of the window.
Yeah, once all the chips fall.
Probably.
Because you're going to have to, some of those you're going to have to wait for other things to happen before you can
to finish their signings.
Plus, you're going to have, there's going to be some of these free agents that are waiting, trying to get a club higher up. You know, they're going to be looking in the Prem possibly. And then when towards the end of the window, they don't get their move, then that's when we could go in and get them.
I think we're building to a crescendo. If Hardy is the first signing, that's a good start. There we go. I think
that's definitely a good start. I like that.
And then Erickson.
He was on my list, so I'm all for it. Yeah.
Well, your list also sits up a lot of time.
I did have a big list.
Yeah.
I think this is your season, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of you're going to have a few of those come to fruition this season. Oh, there you go. I'm going to back you, buddy.
Yeah. I agree with that. All right. Should we get into the actual show that we're going to do for the 75 people in here? By the way, smash that like button, subscribe, share it out. Let's go. I know it's a member show, but let's do this. Let's go.
Hopefully you're all subscribers already if you're members.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
Yeah, right?
Hopefully. But 74, great to see that many people in here.
Yeah, that's a nice number.
That's a good number.
Yeah,
we'll get into these teams now. So we're going to work from bottom to top. So I get to go first because I've got Charlton. So here we go.
Do it.
So they were founded on the 9th of June in 1905. And where they're located is literally across the River Thames from London City Airport. So they're literally just southeast of the centre of London, 215 miles away from Wrexham. So they'll fly. Our away game there, we'll fly there. We'll fly to London City Airport and just take the literally 1 to 2 kilometre drive across the river to get to the stadium, because there's no way. It's like a 4.5 hour drive. They will not do that, unless they're going. I couldn't even see them doing that, going early and staying overnight. Like, that's just too many hours on a bus. What do you reckon, boys? You agree?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Probably.
I see that.
Yeah. Stadium is.
We're big time.
Yeah. Oh, we've flown the last couple of seasons to some great games. So why we wouldn't be doing it again in the championship doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, Charlton Athletic's stadium is nicknamed the Valley, and it holds 27,111 people.
There it is, right there. That's the Valley, right there. It's a sightseeing attraction. There you go. Done. Yeah. Beautiful.
So it is literally, when you look at it on a map, it is directly across the River Thames from London City Airport. Nice. So that's bit about. Look, as we know, John Merrill's favourite manager, Nathan Jones. He's 52 years old, and he has just signed a brand new 5-year deal with them. Now, we know these contracts sometimes aren't worth the paper they're written on, but he's obviously got them promoted and he's got a new contract. So, bit about their history. They've spent since the 2021 season. Yeah, there he is there. Mm-hmm. Good. Since the 2021 season, they've been in League One. Prior to that, they were in the Championship just for the 1 year, and then they were back in League One prior to that, and then I go all the way back from the 2012 to 2013 through to 2015 to 2016 season. They did spend those years in the Championship, 12, 13, 14, 4 years they spent in the Championship there. They have been in the Prem. They were in the Prem from the 2000-2001 season to 06-07, and they were in the Prem for 1 year in the 98-99 season.
Do they have money backing to go and buy players to compete in the level they're going to go up? Because they did go up to the Championship.
Well, again, like us, they obviously will get their bump in revenue getting promoted to the Championship. But they don't have the marketing prowess of Ryan Reynolds, and Rob. I'll give Rob some kudos there too, but mostly Ryan. Ryan's got the golden touch on the marketing side of things.
Please, that Ken's thoughts are not indicative of the local pundit. That's his own voice and words. I would say that Rob McConaughey does pretty good marketing as well.
He does, but you'd have to agree that Ryan does better. Mint Mobile, I'd probably rest my case right there.
God.
I'm a massive Rob McElhenney fan, but
says now after it says right now.
No, I'm just saying Ryan's known for that.
Yeah,
known for that golden time. So I guess so. So they've got money, but they won't have as much money as we will. So I can't see them going heavily shopping. They know how to play in the Championship. They've been there before. Can they stay up? My gut feeling is no.
That's a shocker right there.
So I'm going to say it.
I don't think that's a shocker. I think they're definitely in the mix for a relegation. They might survive, but they're definitely in around the mix.
Definitely bottom half the table.
Can I say, of the teams that came up last year from League One to the Championship, how many went down? Do we know?
None of them. They all stayed up.
They all stayed up. Yeah. And that's a great effort, because that's very rare that every team that goes up a league stays up.
Okay, interesting.
Very rare.
I like that.
Yeah. Players of note for them: Luke Berry, Thierry Small, Miles Leeburn, Chuck Zanicki, Matt Godden. They've already had some transfers in this off-season.
Paddy's had a good visual of that, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, am I wrong, or did they only do one? Sonny Carey.
Yeah, Sonny Carey is who they've signed from Blackpool. That's the only one they've done now. But what they do have is they do have two players now on loan, Tom McIntyre and Alex Gilbert. So Tom McIntyre's on loan from Portsmouth and Alex Gilbert's on loan from Middlesbrough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and then last year they did have Alan Campbell on loan from Luton, but I'm not too sure whether he's still going to be there this year. I'm not 100% on, but yeah.
So it is confirmed McIntyre and Gilbert coming back.
Yeah, like it okay. Well, in the system, and my source there on that is, that. Sorry, Josh, did you just say?
John had lost a couple small. Is gone. Akinelli or Aniki as well.
Yeah, leaving on a free. Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be very interesting for them this season. I think that they need to buy well to stay up, because if they don't, they won't. So, I mean, the transfer window is going to, as we do these teams, they're going to wash out a bit, and probably our views will change depending on who they sign, who they don't sign. But, you look at last year, and just as an example of a team that, really went the full clean out and then didn't get it right, that was Rotherham.
Aaron's team.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But so, yeah, I mean, so in terms of Charlton, they're a known entity for us. We've played them all this season, just finished. So depending on what they do in terms of their upgrades, I can't see them being a massive threat unless they go and spend very well. So I think it's going to be very interesting to watch them this season. I think John would be hugely disappointed if they went straight back down. And I mean, look, the big plus for Charlton is actually their location more than anything. They are literally right in London. They're right there. So they're going to be sellouts every week. They're going to be, now that they're back in the Championship, and they're going to get great attendances. The question is now, I mean, and it's an attraction club from a location point of view. I mean, why would you want to live right near London? I mean, yes, it's expensive to live there, but
east or west side? Is it the east or the west?
It's
east.
Just southeast.
Okay, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, southeast, just over the water.
Just on the other side of the Thames, a bit south and east, and it's very, very close. Like, if you're in London and you want to go see a game, this is definitely one of the clubs that's easy access.
They're the Brentford of the Championship.
Well, there's something, and I wasn't a massive fan of them this season, and clearly not because I wanted us to go up and they were one of our threats. But I still decided to lean a little bit towards John and really just wanted to get them beat, So yeah.
So on the fly here, as we're doing this, should we come up with a scale of let's give them 3 or 5 qualities of a team? Are they a threat? Do we want them to do well? I don't know. Those are 2. Do we want them to do well? And do we what are the 3 of the 5 tenants we can give these teams? And this is everything shoot the effing rehearsal here on the local pundit. What are the 3 or 5 tenants we can give these teams as we go through? Because we haven't thought about this. This is the first time I'm saying it. It's like brainstorming. Yeah, right. I mean, that's pretty good. What are the 3 or 5 tenants in the chat that we can add to each team that we're doing right here? Y'all are smarter than me, but I'm going to put that out there. Let's give it an option of in the chat and the people, obviously the boys here too. What are the tenants we can give for each team as we go through and do this these teams.
Well, one easy thing we can do is put them in a rough finishing spot. And I've already said that I believe they will be fighting relegation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fighting relegation. Yeah.
May survive. They'll be in a relegation battle.
Mm-hmm.
May survive, may not. I think down that end.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
For this team.
It's going to be very hard to remember where we picked everybody each week, aren't we? Do we want to do?
Not really. We can make a list.
I got an elephant memory. I got a memory like an elephant. I don't care.
Do you mean a nose or a memory?
I mean, obviously I have a Roman nose. I'm Italian. I don't know. I'm just saying. The tenants. We have the TLP tenants for the teams. Yeah, Aaron.
I'm going to say they're going to finish 23rd.
Hey, there's a good shout for John. What would a successful season look like for them?
Oh yeah, it's a good shout. Okay, so yeah,
Survival.
I think
Survival is a good
survival.
season for them. Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
Well, I'll give my answer to those two. I like that one because that's a bit easier. I'm going to say they're going to finish 23rd, and a successful season for them will be 20th. So surviving.
Yeah.
Got it. I like it.
Anybody else? What do you think, boys?
Yeah, I agree with that right there. I think just surviving, and I think they might survive. I got a feeling they may stay up.
I got one. Patty, I love this one. Surviving and firing.
Firing the manager, did you say?
Yeah, surviving by firing the manager.
Who just signed a new 5-year deal.
5-year deal. That's gonna be pricey. That'll be pricey.
Championship.
Yeah, just saying. I don't know.
Yeah, can you imagine they come out of the gate and they lose like 5, 6, 7 in a row, just right out of the gate, and you just signed him to a 5-year deal?
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Paddy? Where do you reckon they'll finish?
I think they will probably just slip into the relegation, maybe 21st, and I would like them to survive.
Not 21st is safe.
Is it? Oh, 22nd.
Yeah, 22nd.
3rd, 4th.
There's only 3 go down. Only 3 go down.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I mean, we're just knocking it all down. I like it. I think it's great.
That's team number one. Next up is Paddy. Paddy in his Peterborough shirt, talking about Birmingham.
Yeah, blue.
Yeah.
I can't believe nobody else has got this yet. Nobody else can come up with a reason why Paddy may have possibly wore a Peterborough shirt while he's doing Birmingham.
Okay.
I got it right away.
Early history for Birmingham. Birmingham City Football Club was founded in 1875 as Small Heath Alliance in Birmingham, which is why you'll hear that name used a lot. They turned professional in 1885. It's adopted its current name in 1943. Second largest city in the UK, main industrial and cultural hub. Lots of people know about Birmingham from Peaky Blinders and the reference to the club and other areas there I won't delve into because there's no need. St Andrew's Stadium is Birmingham's home, about 75 miles only from the racecourse, so that's about an hour and a half drive, making it accessible, easy match to get to, but not technically a local derby. They're too far away. However, they are known as the Hollywood Derby. So we had that fun from last season. I know Josh's face when I mentioned Hollywood. But we had some fun with them last year. A little bit of fun with their new owners. I like it. I like the little moniker. They have bigger people to worry about this season, actually. They have a couple of derbies. History with Wrexham. Birmingham City and Wrexham have had few historical encounters due to them being in the higher leagues and us being stuck down a bit lower. So last season, then we did come face to face and had 2 matches. 2 red cards. Paddy and Ken are booked for what?
For what?
Exactly, Paddy.
What did you go 2-footed? I think you went.
I'm not going.
No way. I'm contesting that.
No.
I'm contesting that. Take that to the VAR.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
VAR $10 super chat. Steve Barton went 2-footed. What? Why are they booked? There you go. Go on, Paddy. Good stuff.
Okay, so I enjoyed our 2 matches last year. They did get the best of it. Won the first match and drew for the second one. So I think that was a good response from us, especially because they do have a much stronger team. We can talk about that in a minute. Okay, local derbies for Birmingham. Their main rivalry, as we have mentioned before, is Aston Villa, second city in Birmingham. So that's a big problem for them. They don't like each other, and they will be playing each other in a couple of years, maybe. Let's see. Will they get to the Prem first? Will Aston Villa drop down? Let's put that out there. I know John might like me saying that. So
yeah, you're just
who
kissing
knows?
ass right there. Yeah.
Okay, question for John. I am kissing ass here. John, would you prefer to go up into the Prem and be able to have your rivalry against them, or would you prefer them to drop down in the same year you go up and you don't get to play each other at all? I think I know the answer, but
Ships in the night. Ships in the night. Yeah.
Okay, so it's on pause for that derby at the moment. However, they do also have the West Bromwich Albion rivalry and derby, the Black County Derby, which will happen next season, and they'll have a little bit of fun with that. And Wolves also fuel some West Midlands rivalries. Okay. Now, they have won some trophies, so I'll fly through this. Some of them are quite old. Major trophies. League Cup, they beat Aston Villa in 1963. Thought I might mention that. 2011, they beat Arsenal 2-1. Top tier in first division, they were runners up in 55-56, but no titles up in the Prem.
Ken's age of birth. Your birth.
In the second division, they were champions in 1892-3, 1920-21, 1947-48, 1954-55. Not exactly recent, but hey, look, they did it. Third division, they were champions in 94-95, and then recently League One champions last season, 2024-25, with 111 points, which matches our 111 points from the year we escaped the National League. So we did it first, but people don't count it because it's only getting into the EFL. So, well. Other notable achievements: FA Cup final in 1956, they lost to Manchester City. First English club in the European Cup Winners' Cup, 1960, and they lost to Barcelona, and 61 finals lost to Roma. So big European ones there, first to do that. They were in the Premier League from 2002 to 2006, 7 and 8 season, and 9 to 11 seasons as well. So they've been up there for a while, but have hit hard times.
Yeah. Who's their best manager, you would think? Who's been most successful with that club? Was it Wayne Rooney? Oh.
I do have a little bit on managers later. So
you go, see
we'll hit it up then.
Yeah.
Okay, the stadium's nickname is St Andrews. It is now called Knighthead Park. Has been adapted with the new purchase, but it's still called St Andrews by the locals. In the same way that we now have the Stoke Kairos, but it's still called the Racecourse.
Yeah. Do you have that? 56 finals famous for what reason, Paddy?
56. Right, Paddy. Did I not say?
I thought he had it there, John.
Oh. Runners up in 55, 56.
Yeah. Well, that's what they usually are, the runners up, right?
Okay, maybe I didn't say it. Okay. John,
put it in the chat.
They lost to Manchester City.
Oh,
I didn't say it.
You did mention that.
Yeah, lost to Manchester City.
Yeah, there you go. See, John, come on now. Yeah.
I'm just reading quick. Okay. Knighthead Park. Let's skip on there. Okay. Recent league accomplishments over the last 5 years. Where were they and what were they doing?
Relegation.
Okay, I snorted. That's crap. Okay. Right. In the 2021 season, they were in the championship, finished 18th on 52 points. They were with Lee Boyer as their manager. 21-22, they were 20th, 47 points. These aren't looking great, guys. Again, under Lee Boyer. 22-23, they were 17th, did a little bit better mid-table under John Eustace. Who was doing okay with them, pulling them back a little bit. Then 23-24 season, they ended up 22nd, 50 points, and got relegated. However, John Eustace started until October 23, when the new boys came in and removed him, which people were not happy about, and brought in Rooney. Wayne Rooney then, between October 23 and January 24, had 9 wins in 24 matches and completely destroyed their season. And then they brought in Tony Mowbray from January until March 24. And for health reasons, he had to go, which was, again, a little bit of turmoil there. And then Gary Rowett came in as interim manager for the remainder of the season and could not keep them up. And that, I remember that because I was watching to see who would be coming down to League One that we were going to play. And the final day, there was 5 or 6 teams all fighting for who was going to stay up. And if I remember correctly, every team had to basically lose to push Birmingham out, and they all won. They all won. Birmingham lost and got dumped out. So everybody won. Yeah,
I think they won too, didn't they? Did you, John? Did you guys win that day too? I think everybody won, and that's what kept them down.
Yeah,
I think I could be wrong.
John will know. John will probably know. That's why he's got the shaving.
Everybody that was in that battle actually lost, and that was enough to keep him out.
We've really done John a service today. We're helping him learn a bit more about his club.
Right. He's going full. He's going full George Costanza today for sure.
Okay. Then they had to take over. So in July 23, Knighthead Capital Management, led by Tom Wagner, acquired Birmingham City with NFL legend Tom Brady as a minor investor and advisory board chairman. They replaced Trillion Trophy Asia. Yeah, I'm sure they love to be known by them. Okay, and they then have plans for a 60,000 capacity stadium. That has moved ahead. On top of that as well, so they're going to actually set up a brand new stadium, and acres and acres, maybe 70 acres, I think it was, something like that. They have land around the stadium, and they're setting up an entire footballing zone. They're going to own hotels, restaurants, bars, all of this sort of stuff in with it. It's a huge plan, and if that money is filtered back into the club and counts as revenue for the club, they are going to be a beast in the future. And they will very likely be back in the Prem very soon. And John is now saying it's up to 125 acres.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of acres.
And they may be the first team to break the whole up to the Prem and knock straight back down. Would be a possibility, actually. So we'll see how quickly they can do this, but they should certainly be aiming for the playoffs. And who knows what can happen there. Nobody can, I suppose, realistically target the top 2 when you're not a parachute team. At least not at the moment. Give it a year or 2, and ourselves in Birmingham could actively be targeting it if they haven't gone up. So let's see what that happens. But yeah, they
for them, Patty. I like. I don't mind Birmingham. I think they're a good club. I think they run well. I think they have good intentions. And if you come with some good intentions, then what do you need to hate on them for? Not you personally. I'm just saying. So I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for us more, but I'm rooting for them as well.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. They've been nice and friendly to us as well. In fairness, a little bit commercial, but hey, why not?
We'll see what happens with the documentary, though.
No, it's good. It's good business.
It is good business sense. And you know what? The talk of us playing a match against each other in America, I think that will happen, but it'll happen in a summer window.
Because they wouldn't give up a league game. That's always been.
Yeah, that was the brave rumor that they reached out and asked the EFL could they play their home match in America. And look, it would have been huge. That's groundbreaking if it's ever allowed, because then other teams will start looking at it. There's very few teams could probably ever get away with it.
Yeah, but you need to say it like in America. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
Well, there's only a couple of Prem teams that could pull it off, let alone Championship level teams.
Who do you think? Chelsea?
Well, yeah, Man U, Liverpool.
Yeah, all American owned. Yeah.
But beyond that, what Championship team could do it? I think Birmingham could. Imagine a Birmingham v Wrexham game in America. It'd be massive.
Burnley, maybe, because they're owned by JJ Watt. Is it JJ Watt? Oh, sorry. Yep. Like that. Yeah. Sorry.
I think as far as championship team goes, it only works if Wrexham's there.
Maybe, but you know what? Wouldn't surprise me. if it was technically allowed, I wouldn't be surprised if someone tried to sponsor it and bring like 4 teams across and have 2 matches and make a big deal and kind of offer them the money. Say, look, we've got a big stadium, we can fill it, or we think we can fill it for you, and make a big deal out of it there. I could see someone trying to do that.
I might do it. Should I do it?
Yeah.
There's way more upside for the EFL to bring football to the US than there is for the NFL to bring gridiron to the UK.
Here's the thing. Let me just throw this out there. Club World Cup, biggest teams in the world. They can't sell out those games.
Yeah, they got Palmeiras. They have
It's
all over the globe.
But is it because it just doesn't matter, Aaron?
It's because it's like maybe, but also like okay, but if you bring over a cup game from the like, or you know what I mean? If it's not a league game, are you going to bring anything that matters over from the championship wise? If you brought championship teams over, like is that going to matter? Like
I'll add that to it too. Right now, we're watching like as soon as the NBA finals and the NHL started to derail you, Patty, on your thing. As soon as the NHL finals and NBA is done, it's like they're doing cornhole in ESPN. Yeah. You know what I mean, and shit like that. So the fact that we can't get things over here and get the Club World Cup of awesome teams over the globe is really, and we have the World Cup next year. That's a problem just in sport, understanding sport in the United States. And I'm like, we should be doing better than that. So, that's just my 2 cents.
So to your point, I know we've gone a little bit off track here, but to your point, if Wrexham now with an 11,000 seat stadium takes a game to Philly, Rob's hometown, against a good team, they're going to get way more than 11,000 people.
Oh, they go 6 to midnight.
Yeah, we filled it up. We filled up that stadium 2 years ago in the preseason. But that's why I said it's got to be Wrexham.
Yeah,
I did some figures on this, rough back of the napkin type stuff, and the potential was there to be earning about 4 times your revenue on a single match if you were to play it in America.
They pay 4 times as much just for a general admission ticket, so not including the increased capacity.
Well, this was including other costs of hosting it in the summer and other things as well. So, and I think that was done on a 50% share for people who are arranging it, stuff like that. So I had some serious costs in there. But absolutely something I do see happening is doing a mini tournament in the summer. If you got 4 decent teams together, actually bring them over, play each other in some sort of a round robin system, and just call it a mini competition of some sort. Just to add a little bit of fun to it. That could be done and could be decent.
Can I pause right there too? Because Ken, you brought that up, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So the John Merrill comment right here is something we should probably bring up in the championship chat, the champ chat that we're going to have. I think it's on Sunday, right, guys? Champ chat? Yeah, champ chat. This is a good
Not this Sunday, next Sunday.
Next Sunday, sorry.
Yep.
Don't listen to me. I'm just here. But yeah.
Most organized business person I know.
Yes, there you go. But yes, this is something I think we should bring up for a topic for championship chat, champ chat. This is really good right here. EFL will never allow games to go overseas. It's a non-starter. Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Friendly cup competition or something like that. So yeah, put that in the pin for the champ chat. Now, champ chat, we're not going to derail from Patty's getting to that. Champ chat is going to be our championship chat show for everyone to we're going to bring in, John Merrill and Matt from Racecourse and other people. We're going to be talking about the championship. These are things we should be talking about too. There you go. I'm done. Patty, continue. Shoot the rehearsal, Patty. Shoot the fucking rehearsal.
Any more comments, or are we good?
There's one here for you, Black Canvas. I think actually Wrexham have more momentum than Birmingham City. Birmingham have money, but not much else, to be honest. I don't agree with that. But not saying Black Canvas is not right or wrong. I don't agree with it. They can't outspend the top Prem team, so it's frustrating for them to experience. You got that?
Yeah. Okay. This is an interesting one. I can kind of see why people are saying that. And it's probably mostly true at the moment. They do have heavy backers that are willing to invest right now. If they pull off the stadium and everything else that's happening around them now, how quick? Obviously, that's going to take a couple of years as well. So I am curious as to how much money they're actually making. I believe John is comfortable they're making a lot. The Birmingham owners came out and said that they will be making the most of the championship teams, excluding parachute payment teams. I am very interested to see how close the two of us are at the moment. Now, I do expect moving forward, Birmingham could very well end up with huge revenues with everything they're doing, assuming it gets filtered in. That's very, very popular. And they could, once you're in the Prem, if you can sit there and start taking that extra money on top, they're in a huge city, second biggest city in the UK. They'll have huge revenues. They'll be filling their stadium at that stage. You know, well, they are already, but I mean, consistently, they're going to have a new stadium eventually. They can build the funds on it. Now, as it stands with us, we're on the upswing. It's similar with us. Are we going to keep this upswing? Are we going to keep the momentum? Are we going to keep growing, or are we going to plateau out? So the fight between us at the moment is an interesting one, because we are doing it much more organically, I think, than they are. They're doing it in a more business sense, maybe, rather than, whereas we're taking it from an international supporter stance, and the different sponsorships because of that, and the documentary.
You know what's good about it, though?
Who knows?
What you just said right there. What's good about it is that we have someone that's trying to push the way we're pushing. So we're always looking over our shoulder, and there's someone like tailwinding us, and we're always like some pushing. So I think maybe that we could be helping each other out and pushing each other to strive for excellence in different ways. You know, I think that's it too. And then Steve Barton says, obviously, I love the club. Obviously, let's talk about Wrexham and not Posh that Patty's wearing. But there are 3 reasons I believe Wrexham will be in the championship playoffs: community, Rob and Ryan, and the local pundit. Well, no fucking shit. Obviously, you know, there you go.
Okay. So John's comment here now, he's mentioned what we're saying. We were on course to make 38 to 40 million last season, and this coming season the owners want to make the 50 million mark. Well, see, that's an interesting comment to me, because I believe we will hit the 50 million mark ourselves in the championship next year.
And I reckon
next season.
I reckon I won't be surprised if we hit that 38 to 40 mil mark
this season. Yeah, which is similar to them.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are surprised with our revenues and what's coming in. Now, we do have a lot of stuff to spend it on, so it's not like it's all cash for players and they have the investment for players. We're a little bit behind with the team, you know. So there's other things here as well why they may kind of jump ahead and keep going faster than us. But who knows? Look, if we both make the playoffs, we might get lucky and go up before them. It's always a possibility. But look, it's a very interesting kind of twinning of the teams at the moment. And as well, it's because we're playing nice with each other, that could have future benefits as well. They're starting up a documentary. We have a documentary. You know, they'll start talking about each other. We already know that we're going to be on their documentary because they were shooting the match that we've already seen. So that's going to happen. There will be benefits for both of us, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future.
By the way, just real quick before you get to the chat from Ashley, Tom Evans, go over to YouTube. Yes, we're doing a members only show. It's not disappointing. It's for our members tonight. That's what we're doing. If you're a member, you can enjoy the show. We will put it out for the rest of the folks out there too. But yes, yeah, you know, we're doing a members only show for our members, and we're trying to get back a little bit here too. And so move over to the YouTube channel and become a member, and you can do it all day. And Ashley says he loves it.
Spend $3 a month.
Yeah. Buy a coffee. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, great analysis, Patty. Good job there. Patty's loving it. Didn't the supercomputer just pick October Blues? Supercomputer could literally just
okay.
Pardon the wind.
First of all, I'm not even going to argue whether it's just a supercomputer is good or not. The one that people are talking about at the moment is not even the supercomputer that people normally talk about. That's actually just a gambling site that have said they've used their supercomputer, and they're using the name just for marketing. So they're not even the original Opta supercomputer.
Didn't we
that
make it
does
the
it.
supercomputer? Didn't we name it the supercomputer?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not even the same supercomputer. So
Yeah.
that was just a gambling site that did that recent one.
So now that Ashley is here, Patty, do you want to reveal why you're wearing the Posh jersey today?
Oh, just for the blue color and no other reason whatsoever.
Right.
Am I the only one? I'm still the only one that got this. It's because they beat Birmingham in the cup final, people. That is why he decided to wear the Posh jersey.
Okay.
Little trolling from Patty.
If you say so. I wouldn't troll.
No. No.
That's the comment of the show right there. Patty's saying, I wouldn't troll.
No. We are very the local pundit in the community is very
highbrow. We're highbrow.
Oh, maybe not. I should work.
Okay, moving on before I say anything about that comment.
Yeah.
Okay, current manager and coaching style. We have Chris Davies, mentioned already, appointed June 24. So last season was the first season with them. 40-year-old. He's a first-time senior manager, which is really interesting. And 111 points, as I've already mentioned. So huge season for them. He likes to employ a 4-3-3, roughly high pressing, quick passing, fluid attacking. And here it says, you can tell me whether this is right or not, inspired by Postecoglou's Ange Ball style.
He's fired. He's fired.
He's a guy that knows how to coach. He's a manager.
Yeah. Oh, good analysis, Patty. I love it. Any more? What do you think?
Last bit is just players. If anybody cares, we already know the players because they already played against us. So main players of note: Jay Stansfield came in for 15 million, 22. Alfie May came in from Charlton, 29. He did really well. And then, of course, they have Seung Ho Pike. He is huge for them. Has done really well. 27-year-old South Korean international, signed in 24. Great in the midfield. They also have a 26-year-old Willem Willemsen, and he did okay, 8 goals in the season as well. So they have lots of very solid players. Their expectation for the season then would have to be basically going for the playoffs with an eye on those automatic spots if they can get close enough. Maybe it could also be a jump too much for them potentially. But we've seen stranger things happen. Clubs have gone up back-to-back before. And let's see what happens with these clubs that come down, because there's also going to be some penalty points allocated. So let's see who can try and bounce and go straight back up.
Boom, shot block. I heard all of it.
Well, I guess, Paddy, so if we run true to the system, then where do you think they'll finish, and where do you think they hope they'll finish?
I think they will finish in a playoff spot.
Me too.
Yeah, in a playoff spot, and
hope.
I think they are more realistically hoping for top 2 than we are. Honestly, I think it's more realistic for them to actively be attacking the top 2 potentially than us, because our owners have already said, look, Prem, it's always in the back of the head, automatic promotions and whatever. Who knows? Look, the championship next season could be really interesting, and if it plays out that a lot of teams are strong, they could all be taking points off each other. We hopefully will not be having 100-point totals for the top 2 next season. It would be really interesting if there's only a 6-7 point gap, kind of between the top end of the playoffs into the top 2.
Where do you think they'll finish, Aaron?
Yeah, I think they'll probably be right up in there, right up in the playoffs. I think for them, I think they'd be happy with that. I mean, John kind of said it, but I think for them, a successful season is top 6. I think that's probably where they'll end up, or they'll be real damn close. I think they'll be right up in there, right up in the fight for playoffs for sure.
I agree.
Yeah. And then their hope for them, you think, if they?
I think for them, I mean, they would be completely happy with getting playoffs. I think. I mean, maybe top 2 is if you're dreaming. If you're best case scenario, obviously top 2. I think they actually have a legitimate shot at it.
I think we're all in agreement there. I was sort of thinking, realistically, I think they can finish 4th. And yeah, the dream for them, like I agree with you. I agree with both you boys. Top 2, like the auto promote.
Yeah, they're going to do well. I think they do very well.
Yeah, it just depends on what they get in the summer. If they make the moves that you think they probably will, I mean, they're gonna be in good shape.
Ambition. They have ambition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to mention it now, our ambition and why I'm a little bit bullish about the idea of getting playoffs and doing really well is, in my head, it's either our style is going to work and we do it well, in which case we're going to have a very, very strong season, or we're going to struggle and it's not going to work and we will end up probably top half somewhere. That's more the randomness, I think, of our situation at the moment. We get in the right players, they play the way we like to play, and it works against the other teams. We could finish very, very high.
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't really work the way we would like it to, then I think we can fall down mid-table somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, a great review, and I mean, you impressed John, so it had to be a good review of that club if you could impress John with it.
Yeah. And before we move on to good analysis, guys. To Steve Barnes, serious question: does Wrexham finish top 3? We don't know yet. For the $10 super chat, and thank you for that $10 super chat, Barton.
I love that content. Paddy had to read that. I love because Paddy's. It's obviously the.
Yeah, he's taking the piss out of me, and
I know.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Oh,
I
take the piss out of me all the time. Apparently, I'm about 135.
Yeah. But he almost backhanded. It's a serious question. It's a serious. Yeah.
No, they don't, Steve. That's my opinion.
No.
We don't do the top 3.
No, I agree. I don't think so. I think if we hit playoffs, we're more likely to be 4th, 5th, 6th.
Yeah, and Reliable Express says yes. And Steve Barton never lost on us. Thank you for the super chat in the members only show. I appreciate you, man.
Cheers, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. That's awesome. Okay, what else you got going on? Then smash that like button. You haven't all you members as well. Let's get it.
I think it's the highlight of the show now, isn't it? It's Aaron's review.
Aaron,
it's what we've all been waiting for.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Whole City. That's it. We'll do that one. So Hull City, they were founded June 28th, 1904. They are currently playing in the MKM Stadium, the 25,586 capacity. Their nickname is the Tigers. They're about 150, depending on which way you go, about 150 miles away from Wrexham, if you're driving. So it just depends on, there was a couple different ways, but ballpark 150. And they're located in Kingston upon Hull. And so for them, I'll do their kind of key players first. And I did not check to see if any of these guys were leaving or if they'd gotten moves. I know one of them I think is leaving. But just their top rated players on FotMob, their top 5 was Stephen Alzate or Alzate. I don't know how to say that name. He had a 7.25 average rating. Charlie Hughes had a 7.19 average rating. Cody Drama, that's the one that I'm pretty sure he's either on a free or he is leaving. Or he may have already left. He might have already signed somewhere. But he had a 7.10 average rating. Louis Coyle, 7.04. He might be leaving too. I think I might have heard him Heard him rumored with somebody.
Mhm.
And then Sean McLaughlin had a 7.01 average rating. So those are some of their important players this season. Some could be leaving. Some of them, I don't know. I'm not sure. So they did just hire a new manager just a couple days ago. His name is Sergey Jakirovich.
Oh, I got that lined up.
Just spell that for us, please, Aaron.
Yeah.
Jakirovic.
Yeah.
Jakirovich.
Sounds right.
Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
You hit it. Yeah. Right on the head.
Jakirovich.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. So he signed on a 2-year deal. He was coach. He was manager at Kayserispor in the Turkish Super League.
Yep.
So he
That
was in
sounds right
Turkey.
too.
They brought him over here. Yeah. So now I'm gonna get into this. Let's see. I got it pulled up so I can go through these.
Oh, sorry. Someone just put in there too before we do it. We need to have a sack watch too.
A
Oh,
what?
sack
Yes.
watch.
Yeah.
Oh, sack watch. Championship is like a goddamn firing squad of sacking. Yes. Oh,
We should have a sack.
we will.
Yeah.
Look
We
at
got to
that.
work on that. Okay. So since their new owner took over, when he took over, Grant McCann was the manager, and Grant McCann, wasn't like the greatest manager, but he wasn't bad. He had 136 wins, 53 draws, and 30 loss. Or no, hold on, that's 136 games. Sorry, I did that wrong. 53 wins, 30 draws, 53 losses. So average, not bad. Decent results though. Decent results. So then, the new owner decided he wanted to bring in his own guy, brought in a guy from Georgia, the country of Georgia. For you Americans who are thinking, what? No, definitely no hillbilly. So his name is Shota Arveladze. Yeah, I
You should say it phonetically. I think that sounds better.
I tried and it wasn't good. So yeah, he was the manager he took over in January 2022. Lasted until the following September. And he had nine wins, 6 draws, and 15 losses. So he sacked him, let one of their coaches take over, Andy Dawson. Andy Dawson took over, 3 wins and 5 losses in his few games until they got the new manager in. Then they brought in Liam Rossigna. Now, Liam Rossigna is, a lot of people thought he did really well. They thought he did pretty good at whole. There is an argument to be made. He had a really good squad, and a lot of those players are in the Prim now. That was a pretty solid squad. And he just missed out on the playoffs. I think they finished 7th or 8th. But he was just outside the playoffs. But he had 27 wins, 28 draws, 23 losses. So it wasn't great, but it was, it wasn't terrible. So after the season, controversially, he was sacked.
Okay.
And they brought in Tim Valter. Now, Tim Valter was a shit show. They got.
Tell us what you really think, Aaron.
Yeah, I just did.
Be honest. Be honest. Don't lie.
He took over. Only coached 18 games, and he had 3 wins, 6 draws, 9 losses, and he was let go. And again, Andy Dawson come in for 2 games, and they lost both of those games. They then brought in Ruben Sellas, from most of us would remember from Reading, who was doing really well at Reading, obviously doing a hell of a job keeping them, in the playoff hunt. And we all thought actually when he left that might be the end for Reading. Turned out they were still good after he left. But Ruben Sellers comes in December and manages. Now, Hull were in the relegation fight. I think they were in the relegation zone when he came in.
And we took Longman from him.
He managed to keep him up on the last day. They just did stay up. But controversially, again, owner says that wasn't good enough. He wanted more, so he fired him. And now they brought in this Sergei Chikirovich, and I don't like his odds of being a coach very long. If he makes it to December, it's a miracle. It'll be a Christmas miracle if he makes it that far.
Will he be the first sacking, Aaron?
He could be. It just
Good
does
shot.
seem like the thing. That
We got to have
possibly
the TLP sack watch. It's got to come.
Yeah.
You got to do
Yeah.
it. TLP
I love
Um,
sack watch. I think that's so hilarious.
sack watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sack watch. The Sasquatch sack watch.
Yeah. So their owner's name, from what I can tell, is Akun Ilikali. Akun Ilikali. I think that's how you say it.
Hakuna
Ilikali,
Matata.
maybe. Yeah,
Kuna
Ilikali, maybe.
Matata, right? I think it's Kuna Matata.
Something like that. Close
Just
enough.
put an R. Just put an R.
But
on the
anyway, he's Turkish. He owns a Turkish media outlet, or some sort of media thing and media.
Are we
group.
big in Turkey? Is it local
Turkey.
in Turkey?
Turkey. They beat USA 4-0.
Never heard of her. No, don't get me started. All right, now you started me.
Oh,
This is why, like I told everybody, the MLS is terrible. And when you field a team full of MLS players, you should expect to get beat 4-0 by Switzerland. And that's exactly what happened.
oh
No.
my God.
I've had my rant. The MLS is terrible. All right. So now back to where I was. What was I doing?
Where were you?
So let's go with their history against Wrexham. The first time we played against Hull City was November 22nd of 1930. At least from what I could find, that was the first time
you
we
just
played.
called them whole silly.
Yeah, but they are Hull Silly. You know what? Hull Silly is that works. That fits. Hull
Whole
Silly.
silly.
Hull Silly.
You even got Patty to break.
Yeah. Hull
Whole
Silly.
silly.
No. So anyway, our first game was in 1930 against them. The last time we played them was February 19th, 2005, and that was in League One. We lost that game 2-1. But our overall record against them isn't bad. We've won 20, drawn 8, and lost 16 against Hull. So yeah, it's it's a winning record against them, so that's good. Let me do this first. I want to go through some of their recent seasons. Let's see here. There we go. I got to get pulled up. I got a chart here. Okay.
John says Hull's owner has resigned from his VP role at the Fenerbahce in the last 24 hours.
At
I don't know what
Really?
Fenerbahce is.
Why did he do that? I wonder why he did that. That's weird.
Don't know.
That's odd.
But it's good.
Okay. Anyway, now, so for them, they have generally been a League One championship team. I think mostly championship or used to be
Sure.
Division Two. For the most part, Division Two, sometime in Division Three, which is now known as League One. But they did get promoted to the Premier League in the 2007-2008 season. They won the playoff that season.
Mhm.
And so they played in the Prem in 2008-2009, and then also they stayed up. They finished 17th that season with 35 points. And then in 2009-2010, they got relegated on 30 points. They finished 19th.
It's crap.
So they went back down to the championship, played 3 more seasons in the championship, and then went up automatically in second place in the what year was it? 2012-2013 season. And then they went up to the Prem. Again, they stayed up 2 seasons. They finished 16th the first season and then 18th the second season and went down on 35 points. So then they were back to the championship for a season, finished 4th, won the playoff, went back up to the Prem for the 26-2017 season, got relegated. So they're the epitome of a yo-yo. When you talk about yo-yo, this is what they're up and down and up and down.
They're an established yo-yo club.
Yeah,
Like Norwich.
they were a yo-yo club through the the 2010s, through that whatever, through that decade, they were a yo-yo club. So then after that, they went down to the championship. The 2017-2018 season finished 18th, which is pretty low for a team just coming down. Then the following season they finished 13th. Then in 2019-2020 they finished dead last in the championship, 24th, got relegated to League One, but bounced straight back up, first place in League One the following season, went right back up to the championship. And in the last 4 seasons they've been in the championship. They finished 19th in 21-22, 15th 22-23, and then 7th, and that was the season with Liam Mursigna in the 23-24 season. That was the season where everybody couldn't believe that they fired and they sacked him. And he's at a French club right now, and I think he did really well in League One, which is like the top league in France.
I think it's called League
Yeah, well, I'm not French. I'm a long way from French, I can tell you that. I'm a long way from French, so don't expect me to say anything that sounds anywhere near French.
So how do we think we're going to do this season? Do you think
my English is bad enough?
Well, I mean, do you think?
And then this past season they finished 21st. They're just out of the relegation zone this past season.
And we took their best player. I think they're relegation fodder. Boom.
Yeah.
I also think they are going down. I think they're in trouble. I think their ownership is terrible. I think I have no confidence that this coach is going to be able to do anything for them. I think they're in trouble.
I was going to go full kid watch. I think it's an ugly kid.
Yeah, I mean they are.
So where are they going to finish, Aaron? What's your prediction?
Boy, I probably dead last. I wouldn't. I would. They're like, to me, that's the most likely team that gets relegated next season.
I think they might have first sack watch.
Right. So, and what's a successful season for them, Aaron?
Well, to who? To who? And John just hit on it. To who? Us or the owner? Because I think the owner will be upset if they don't finish the top 6. I think anybody else with a brain will be like, if they stay up, it's a miracle. Yep. So,
yeah, for me, you gotta say a solid mid-table is a good season for them.
Yeah,
that's a good, decent season.
Yeah, that would be a really good season for them.
But they are an established championship League One club. They're not a Prem club.
Yeah.
They're not a League Two club. They sit right in the EFL Championship and League One. You got to have a good stadium. What's the stadium hold? 20 something.
25 something. I said it.
Yeah, they have a good stadium. They have bad kit, but it's a club that's always competing but never thriving. Right?
Okay, so I do have a list of their trophies or honors, what they've done in their history, that I can touch on real quick, and then that's pretty much all I got. So in the championship / also known as second division, they finished runners-up once in the 2012-2013 season, and then they've won the playoff twice in the 2007-2008 season and the 2015-2016 season. In League One / third division, they won it twice, once in the 65-66 season and once in the 2020/2021 season. And then they were runners-up in 1958, 59 season, 2004-2005 season. So they runners-up twice. And then they were promoted, I assume, via the playoffs in the 84-85 season. And then for League Two, they did drop down there a couple times. In 82-83, they came runner-up that season. And then 2003-2004, they came runner-up that season also. And then FA Cup, they were runners-up in 2014. The EFL Cup, they were semifinalists 2016, 2017. EFL Trophy runner-up 1984. And the Watney Cup, whatever the hell that is, somebody might know. I've never heard of it, so somebody help me out with that one. 1973 runners-up. So not won a lot. They do seem to be the bridesmaid quite a bit. So yeah, so I think they've only.
I don't even think they're making a goddamn wedding party. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they've won have won the division 3 times. So whatever division they've been in, so that's about all they've won.
So we think we're going to go nick them, 4-0. I think that's going to be.
I mean,
so where do you think they'll finish then, Paddy?
Oh, I think they'll be in the relegation zone this season.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you think mid-table, you said it was a successful season for them.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. That would be a solid, decent finish compared to what they've been doing lately. That would be a really decent finish for them.
Can they recruit well, you think, guys, or no? I think it's going to be.
No, no. I had this here. I was just waiting to actually say it. So they have signed 2 players so far this season. The first one they've had for a while is Gustavo Puerta. He was on loan for them last season, and they have now purchased him. And what did they purchase him for? They purchased him for 3.6 million. Is the fee, apparently. So that's a little crazy. His contract length is unscheduled. Last season, he started 22 matches for them, played 30, has 1 goal.
That's great.
Now he is a defensive mid, so
really?
he's not supposed to be scoring. But they also have him down as centre mid and attacking mid. So if you've played some matches attacking, yeah, 3 million. That's a lot. So that's a dodgy one, all right. But they just signed a new person literally today or yesterday because I haven't updated this guy. Now he has just signed from FUS Rabat, which is in the Monaco League, and they got him for unknown. He's called Reda Laleoi.
They have ties to some French teams, maybe too. Ted Nelson, real quick before Patty keeps going and Aaron keeps going. A parachute payment is when you get relegated from a league. The league as a whole will provide you with a financial stipend. It's usually 60 million or 90 million pounds, I believe it is. Is that correct?
I thought it was what you pay the guy before you jump out of the plane.
Yeah. That's the other part of it too.
The dollar amount depends on what league. So obviously, if you're coming from the Prem down to League One, Prem down to Championship, that parachute payment is higher than from the Championship down to League One.
Yeah. The idea is to give you some money to afford your wage bill.
Yeah.
Because at the higher league, you're going to have a huge wage bill. Most, if not all, of your players should be on a contract that has their wage decreasing if you get relegated, which will reduce your wages, but still you are likely to be on a very high wage structure. So this money is supposedly there to stop you going broke and bankrupt with the contracts that you have.
It's protecting the club and knowing that, like you said, that there's expenses that won't be able to be paid in the league below, so they're going to help you out with that too. And it usually is beneficial for. Sorry, go ahead, Ken.
I was going to say, and it works both ways. Like Paddy said, if you go down, if you're on $5,000 a week, your wage might go down to $3,000 a week if you get relegated. But if you go up, it might go up to $8,000 a week. And plus a bonus at the end of the season for going up.
Yep. So. Well, as Aaron said, they're going to go down, so they may get a parachute.
Well, I think they're going to finish 24th. Someone has to finish 24th, and I think it's going to be them. And a successful season. Yep, and a sack watch. Definitely, I think Aaron nailed it by December. And also, I think that a successful season for them, in my eyes, not any other club, is 15th to 20th.
Survival for sure. That was good, guys. I mean, we just ripped through three teams.
Yes.
And Yeah, and did some
Little bit of
valiant
news.
work there. Valiant work. Should we do this again?
Well, next week, well, I mean, we're going to work our way through every week through to the start of the season.
Yeah.
So next week we have Preston, Derby County, and Stoke City.
Ooh.
Now I thought we might. This is what my thoughts are. We'll rotate it around. So I went first this week. Paddy, you want to go first next week?
Okay.
So you'll get Preston,
Yep.
which would make Aaron second. So he'll get Derby County, and I'll get Stoke City.
What can I do?
Do what he normally does.
Nothing.
You're just here to look pretty with your dyed black hair.
Just for men's sponsorship.
That's right.
I wish it was dyed. I wish I had more to dye. Steve Barton, son of a bitch, $20 super chat. For the record, I love this family, especially Josh, Aaron, Ken, and Patty. I hope you know Josh in good fun. Oh, see what he did there? See what he did there?
Well,
I see what he did.
You know what I love is that Aaron, Paddy, and myself all get capitals, but Josh is in lowercase.
Well, you want to know why? Yeah, he knows that everything I do is in lowercase. See, he knows me. He knows me. I don't do that. Thank you for the super chat, Steve Barton. And by the way, you can get your own memberships. Barton doesn't have to give them out to you. Yeah, we're going to do a lot more membership shows. Even through this season, we're going to be doing it. Maybe the call-in shows, things like that. So just so you know, we're going to be moving some things over there too, and as we grow this community. But it's an absolutely legendary community. So Barton, absolute legend there too. This was fun. I think it's great. Championship chat starts next Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Champ Chat next Sunday, June 22nd. Be there.
Sunday week.
Yeah, Sunday.
That's right.
Sunday. We got all that.
Well, by then we'll have our first signing, won't we, Aaron?
Yeah, we're getting them tomorrow.
Yeah.
For tomorrow.
And we're on
Ryan
Kit
Hardy
Watch.
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. We're on Kit Watch right now. We're on the Down Under Watch with Ken. We're also any signings, we're going to break it as we do on the local pundit. I think we're ready to rock and roll. I have ready to rock and roll at all times, as you know. We're 6 to midnight, ready to go. And Squatch Watch for the sacking, we're going to be there too. What else? What else are we missing here? It's 110 degrees in Palm Desert.
You actually could put Bigfoot into that. The Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, and that's Sasquatch. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, this is a lot of fun. I learned a lot. Hopefully, people signings or sightings. Paul Kelly says signing or sighting. Yeah, it's cool.
Yes, Paul Kelly. All of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're good. So we got 3 next week. What else? I was in the Bigfoot movie.
Which one?
Which one?
Harry and Henderson's.
That one right there. There you go.
What was the one with John Lithgow?
Harry and Henderson.
I
think they called it. Was it Bigfoot and Henderson's? I think in the UK they called it something different. They called it Bigfoot and Henderson's. I think.
Oh, really? Well,
I think they did. They checked me in the chat if anybody.
Yeah. Sci-fi Bigfoot. He said. Yeah, there you go. Go watch Happy Camp. You see Bigfoot there. All right, this is great. We'll get everyone out here. This is fun. Ken, I'm sure you got to go to work. Patty probably has to go to bed. Take that shirt off because it's burning the skin.
Yeah, he's probably getting a rash.
He's got to go and hop under one of those showers where they just rinse everything off them.
He's got that
decontamination shower.
Yeah, he's got to get that. Got to get that League One stench off of him.
That kind of burns.
Yes.
By the way, there's been a Danny Bonaducci reference in the chat.
Did not see that coming.
Danny Bonaducci.
Yeah.
Partridge Family.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Awesome. Yeah. By the way, that Happy Camp went up against that movie. By the way, just so you know. All right. Smash a like on the video. You're already subscribed. You're members. Do that. But we'll put this out for non-members as well. We will be doing more member shows. A lot of ChatGPT research going into this, which is great. But this is fun. And thanks for everybody. Last words, everybody, before we bombshell it out.
Had fun. Looking forward to seeing you next
week. This was fun. This was neat. We'll do more of these. Me and Patty, we were discussing some ideas for some other stuff, some members only stuff. And it may just be short stuff. It won't always be an hour and a half long. Just, throw some more stuff out for the members, so you guys are getting something for your investment. And and
Exactly.
get back to you. So
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Glenda. Thank you. Reliable. Thank you as well. Have a great night. Patty, get some rest, my friend. Get that shirt off.
Only 2 weeks to the fixtures coming out.
That's right. 26.
That'll be
Yeah,
big.
26. Yeah.
definitely
The
got to do a show that day.
Yep. Day before producer Ann's birthday. So there you go. Get that out and done. All right. Thanks for coming in. Smash that like button. Thank you. And on that bombshell,
Take care, everyone.
take
See
care.
you next
Bye, everybody.